Hello, beautiful people. Hey, look, before I start this session, I have a big announcement to make. And, the documentary that's been in the works for a long time about my son Eric's life, it's almost finished. But in order to get to that finish line, the director producer Paula Marino needs some help. So she needs funds to cover all the professional fees that will be involved to bring the story to the screen, like a professional story editor, a music composer, a sound mixer, an illustrator, animator, etc., etc. Now, Paula created a crowdfunding page where you can donate whatever you feel comfortable donating. You can also donate by purchasing a 30-minute session with one of our mediums, or by purchasing an item from the Erik merchandise store, like the one I'm wearing. Saving the world one prank at a time. It's an embroidered image, so it's really nice. So anyway, go visit channelingericdoc.com and take a look at it. This project is very near and dear to my heart. And one of my greatest wishes is to get the story out to more people so we can help more people. And I want you to go and see the trailer that's on the channelingericdoc.com. It's so moving. It's so powerful. It was my first reaction. It was a gut punch. Um, but it says it all. So look at the trailer and let me know what you think. Thank you, guys. Hello, beautiful people. We have Ginger Bailey. Her information is on the screen and down below. And she is going to channel my lovely boy on the other side, Erik Medhus. Erik Rune Medhus. I love you, Erik.
He says, I love you, Mama. He's dancing around. I don't know why he's been dancing this
Don't
morning.
trip, Erik, on your own 2 feet.
Right? He's been just like dancing. He's dancing around, like just being like silly dancing around. And it's really maybe because bringing up the vibration or the energy for this. Not that this is a low energy, but there is a lot to this, even though it's probably not a lot of questions, it's a lot of, stuff about gods and angels and stuff. So, but I don't know. He's just been dancing and dancing.
I want
what he's doing.
I will put Paula will put the YouTube video that stimulated my interest in this. It is fascinating. So,
the one you sent me? The one you sent?
Yeah. Marduk. Okay. That's what we're doing. We forgot to tell you. He is a god from ancient Mesopotamia and patron deity of Babylon, who eventually rose to power in the first millennium BC. And Babylon, I think it was way before that. Marduk was worshipped in the temple Esalidia. Well, anyway, let me just make it. He is the son of Enki. The two big Anunnakis are Enki and Enlil.
Right.
And he is also the brother of Thoth. But apparently, I mean, he's been around for 350,000 years. I mean, it's like, and he became the god of different places, Mesopotamia, Sumeria, etc. But he demanded that people use his name every time they said some sort of prayer. Well, that's interesting because his actual name that he changed it to was Amen Ra. And so that's why people say Amen. Did y'all know that? Is that cool?
That's cool.
So we're going to ask some questions because
that's cool.
Enki was a good Anunnaki, and Enlil was apparently hated humans, and wanted to use them as slaves. Whereas
who did? Who hated?
His brother Enlil.
Oh, okay.
Half brother, I think. And Enki loved humanity and wanted to help them learn agriculture, just making tools and all that stuff. All right, here's the questions from our lovely community. I have not read them yet. Oh, wait, do you have
Marduk? He won't calm down. Sorry.
Do you have Amin Ra or Marduk here?
I do. And I have to tell you, okay, before we start with the questions, I got to tell you, this is like an angel. Okay. This isn't like aliens. Okay. So Erik explains it like this. Aliens are angels are aliens. Okay. Because they're not from this place. So they're extraterrestrial. But what I'm seeing here, and something as I would, how I do, Lisa, where I'll do meditating before with Erik and, get some information and stuff. It's almost like a study. I study about it.
Yeah.
What I got confused with, okay, when I was doing this was, how do you say his name? Marduk.
Marduk,
Mar-
I guess.
Marduk.
I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's Marduk.
I say.
And then Amun Ra, Amun Ra,
Yeah.
okay, um, are the same people, but they're not.
Really?
Okay. No. So one was their leaders, they were gods of two different people, like two different civilizations.
Okay.
Okay. But the person, the angel, an Anunnaki, okay, he's an
Mhm.
Anunnaki angel or whatever, I think they're angels. I think Anunnaki are angel. That's how I
Okay.
see them. And that's what Erik shows me as,
Okay.
because they're angelic like, but then they're not like an archangel. It's a different, but they are
Okay.
angel. They are
A
angelic.
type
So
of angel.
yeah, meaning that they don't really live in a human body ever, but they
Okay.
do affect human life and do have some kind of like
Hour.
where yeah, where they can like not control, but where that they can manipulate and stuff with
Yeah, and
things,
they have
okay,
the
in
entire human
civilization.
race.
Right,
They
right.
stripped the light codes out of our DNA and a bunch of other
Right.
stuff.
They've brought in the DNA. They've helped us with evolution. Okay.
But they did some
So
bad stuff too. They stripped away our divine powers.
right, but sometimes now something I'm going to get to after this that
Maybe
Erik
there's a reason
also
for
told
that.
me is that part of the things you're going to hear today are myth and some are reality.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Um, so some of the things that are myth, and I'm not saying all the things that are negative are myths, but a lot of
Right.
things were stories, just like you have religion that people, they made religion to help rule people and,
Yeah.
keep it civilized. Okay. Same thing. Okay. So anyway, one is leader of Babylonian, like
Okay.
Babylonians.
Right.
The other one, what's the other one?
Sumerian, Mesopotamia. I don't know.
No,
Atlantis.
Egyptian.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
one's Egyptian and one is
Babylonia.
Mesopotamia, which is
Babylon.
Babylonian.
So
So
which is which?
they're the same entity. Okay, just like we reincarnate and we go into other like lives, that
Okay.
we have this angel that goes into different gods, okay, that people have. So this one angel has also been others, like Zeus,
Mm.
okay. There's others. I don't know all their names, like
Funny point.
Odin. But the point is that all the
Interesting.
different civilizations that there's been with their gods,
Yeah.
okay, usually not all of them, but a lot of them, Erik says, is this is who this angel has been part of. Okay. And yes, he's here. He's here. So I can
So
feel his
was
energy. It's
Marduk
huge.
Babylonian or the Babylon, or was Amun Ra the Babylon? Or which was which? Egypt,
Let's
Babylon.
see. Let me see here. I was talking about this yesterday. The Egyptian, the Marduk was the head of the Babylonian,
Okay,
and then Amun Ra was Egyptian,
that makes
is what they
sense.
just said. Yeah, is what they
Interesting.
just said.
You know, Jesus's name is really not Jesus, it's Yeshua. But they called him, in
The
order to
Arabic,
transition from polytheism, Yeshua, because, well, actually, the letter J wasn't even invented, what do you call it, until the 1500s. But anyway, Yeshua is a name for Zeus. I think it's interesting. And
that is interesting.
The Astral Legends channel guys that we have this Amun Ra thing on also has one on the whole thing of Jesus. And Jesus was an Anunnaki. Isn't that cool? Anyway,
Yeah,
so they say, who knows, but it feels right. All right, let's ask the
yeah.
questions. What does he look like right now? You said angelic.
So I'm seeing somebody who is gigantic energy, like I just like it's a lot. So when I see like archangels, I see like these like beam of lights, okay,
Oh,
like
wow.
very tall beam of like a light. With I guess we could just call him Marduk, if that's what
Yeah,
this is
we'll
going to
do
be
that.
called. Marduk. Marduk. Marduk.
Marduk. Let's just call him Marduk.
Marduk.
Seems right.
Marduk. Okay, Marduk. He's laughing at me. Um, he's like very angelic, but not like I see the archangels, not like
Okay.
gigantic pillars of light. More like it's a big energy, okay? And I just see like ancient, I don't see clothing like a cloth, like clothing, but maybe like there's God, this is hard to explain. It's like a cloth, like cloth on him, but it's not
Okay.
like clothing.
Okay.
Almost like a robe, maybe.
Okay. Well, it's
Kind of thing.
what color is his
Yeah.
skin? Or can you see his skin?
It's more like okay, he's going to show me when he was Marduk. He's saying that he was more like a greenish
Oh,
color,
okay.
greenish tan, like a tan green. I don't even
Okay.
know if that's a color, but it's like it he would portray himself certain ways, but there was like a green or bluish to him.
Okay. Almost like Arcturians, maybe?
No, this is more lighter. It's
Oh, okay.
a lighter hint
Okay.
of these colors to him. But right now it's just a glow, like light. I'm
Wow.
seeing light.
I probably should read the rest of some of the rest of what Paolo wrote. Marduk is said to have ascended to great power after he was chosen to lead the Anunnaki gods in a cosmic civil war. Marduk is often depicted as a man. His prominent symbol is the snake dragon and the spade. Anyway, here are some of the questions. Marduk, are you a loving being or are you an evil being?
Loving. He's
Ooh.
saying loving. He's
And
saying
you're not a
loving,
human mind construct, are you?
like just made up, right?
Right.
He's saying no, he's real, but a lot of what was told about him was because they
Oh.
didn't understand it. They didn't understand a lot of it. So a lot of the different civilizations would have their story, like we have our creation story. Everybody
Yeah,
has a creation story, you know.
sure.
They would have their story of the stars and this the universe and what it was all
Yeah.
about. So he is saying he's real, but there were things that were myth
Yeah,
about
they
him.
said the story of Marduk's birth, life, and ascent to leadership over all other gods in southern Mesopotamia is told in the Babylonian creation myth. All right, are you still alive? Because I know Anunnaki, they can live thousands and thousands of years.
He's saying that they don't die. They're eternal beings, as
Okay,
in they don't go into a body and then die.
okay.
You know what I mean? Go into like to even an alien body and die. He okay. All right. He's showing me that like angels can take over somebody's like persona or
Yeah.
physical body. They don't really do that, but they can control some of it sometimes,
Oh,
depending
so
depending on what the contract
he
is.
never goes into a body of anything? Snake, human.
He can, yes,
Okay,
he can, but he doesn't stay. Like it's not like he's living a life like
okay.
Jesus did.
I am,
He's not living a
oh, I
life.
get it.
Yeah, right,
Were
right.
you a reptoid or an Anunnaki pretending to be a deity? No, I think you were an Anunnaki deity, right?
He was a deity. Yeah, and from the Anunnaki line,
Do you have any
um
reptilian DNA?
descendant.
I mean,
No, no, he's
okay,
saying no, no. But
right.
but you can think of him as not just angelic, but alien. And I know all aliens, aren't angels, but all angels are alien. So
Okay.
if that makes sense. That's
All
what
right. What
Eric
type
said.
of God were you? God of fertility, strength, fortune, whatever.
Let's see. He's saying, let me just- so as Marduk, he's saying because it was a little different with the Babylonian people as Amon Ra. He's saying creation, justice,
Oh.
what else? Compassion, healing,
Hmm.
magic, magic, magic.
Oh, I think I've heard that. Yeah, cool. All right, that's enough. Enough
Okay.
bragging. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, he was put very high up on a pedestal by the people.
Yeah,
Okay, but he, a lot of times some of the things you hear about him were like, people say God does this or God does that, but it's not really God doing that,
yeah.
is how I can explain it.
Okay. Can you help me with my scalar work? Kind of join the divine team, or are you too busy? You can say no.
No, he can, but he's actually kind of funny. He's like, let me check my. He's being funny.
Oh,
Like,
that's
that's
cute.
fun. That's funny. That's funny.
I think we've already talked
Yes,
about
he
this.
can.
What other gods have you embodied? And we talked about Zeus, Odin, things like that, right?
Yes.
Anything else you want to add to that?
Um, Let me see. I know there's more that I probably don't know. Like, so I'm in Raw. Um, it's somebody who would be like above well, that's Mesopotamia. So gods like that, like in Mesopotamia before Babylon,
Okay.
I think the Sumerians, right? The
Oh, yeah.
Sumerians, whatever theirs was.
Okay.
So yeah, but not
And just
all of them, not all of them, because the ancient Asian societies and things like that, and some in Russia area. I know he's
interesting.
showing me all these different areas
You're
in
busy. No wonder you have to
Africa.
check your calendar. Jeez. All
Yeah.
right. So,
No, he's saying he wasn't. He wasn't of the Asian
no.
descent. Yeah, he's saying that
Oh,
some of those that were not. That if you hear stories like of their dragon leader and things like that, that wasn't him. No.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you the same energy as the Greek god Zeus? I think you said yes, right?
Yes.
All right, Marduk, what do you fear most about humanity?
What do you fear most?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a fear for humanity. He
Okay.
doesn't have a fear. He's saying,
All right.
yeah,
I don't
no
either.
fear. Um, yeah, I was no, he doesn't have a fear, but he was saying something about that we are special. We are a special breed. We are special. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we are.
We are special. As in the way that you know, let me see if I can get this right. The way that we pull together, the way that we
Oh,
work
yeah.
together when, things get tough,
Yeah.
the way that we love, the way that we learn through each other,
That's cool.
things like that.
Do we all have Anunnaki DNA or anybody?
It's not actually Anunnaki DNA from their DNA because that would make a demigod
Oh,
if they
yeah.
think of it like
Oh,
that.
wow.
He's
Hmm.
saying that there is DNA though that they did put in us,
Oh, but
like
not theirs. Is that the
right.
junk DNA we have or other?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it is. It is.
and
So they
everybody
did
does?
use DNA
Do
to
I
make
have
us.
junk DNA with from the Anunnaki?
Do we?
Junk in my trunk?
We all do. We
Okay,
all
good.
do. We all do.
I
Yeah.
suppose that's good, right? Should I
It
activate it?
is because that's what helped us evolve into civilizations and be more civilized, you know.
Well, in the main service, I have instructions to reactivate that junk DNA. Will that do any good? Or it's whatever, even possible. I do it just because.
He's saying that it is activated. It's just that people that look at DNA don't realize what it is because
I
they
got
don't
you.
have like they're not going to go and write like a theory of, okay, this is alien DNA kind of
Oh,
thing,
no, no.
Yeah. So it's already activated, he says.
Okay. What does Tiamat and her destruction represent? Tiamat was apparently a Mesopotamian goddess who personified the salt sea and was the mother of gods. And the Babylonian creation, I won't read all that. It was
This,
Tiamat
this
was
is some
eventually destroyed by Marduk. the chief god of Babylon, who split her body in half. Well, that's not a very nice thing to do, Marduk.
No, some of this is
I
myth.
know.
Some
Yeah.
of this is story myth, but what he's saying is this was something that was destruction. So you know how we have more than one side of the spectrum, right?
Yeah,
You know how
right,
we have
right.
like a full spectrum of things. So he's talking about how this is destruction to make like chaos, not is it destruction or chaos? Both, he's
Okay.
saying. So that's what she was, they had a god for all things. Like they had a god of
Yeah.
the sun, or they had a god of
Sea
the
in her
earth or
case, salt
whatever.
sea, yeah.
A god of chaos. Okay. So
Oh,
this was a real person, not person, but other entity,
okay.
right? But it was more so, think of it as an energy, okay, like
Okay.
Mother Earth kind of thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it was a chaos of the cosmos. And by defeating her, he brought organization to the
Oh,
cosmos, is how he
wow.
talks about it. So
Well,
we
that's a
could
nice thing to
exist.
do. But so you
So we
didn't
could
split anybody
exist.
in half, right?
No,
Where does that come
no.
from? Splitting half is good and
Um,
evil? Is there some sort of metaphor here?
I think it is a metaphor for that, and it's also about splitting the universe, like split it open, make it like the Big Bang. Think
Oh,
of the
okay.
Big Bang. That
Okay.
kind of thing he's saying. Yeah, something like that.
All right, let's do one more before we close. Well, actually, two more before we close part one. All right.
Okay.
What can Marduk tell us about the Tower of Babel and what exactly happened there? Let me read. It's a biblical story and a parable from the book of Genesis that explains the existence of different languages and cultures. It teaches people not to be prideful. It may have been inspired by the Babylonian tower temple, which was called Bab Ilu, Gate of God in Babylonian, and Babel in Hebrew. The similarity in pronunciation between Babel and Balal, which means to confuse, is a play on words in Genesis. That's cute.
So there are biblical beliefs. Okay. Now there's many different Bibles
Well,
and different
yeah.
written words of religion, he's saying. Um, but this is a biblical belief. And something he's saying about the Tower of Babel was a real place, it was a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
heard that.
Yeah, he's saying that this was something that was built to bring pride to the
Oh,
civilization, to the
yeah.
people, to the town, if you want to
Oh,
call it.
so
And
it's
it was one of the
destroyed because pride is no bueno. Is that it?
um it was destroyed. Okay, so let's see, let me get this right. So what he's saying is that it was the first like skyscraper, like a first, think of it as a
Wow.
skyscraper. And
Yeah.
they make skyscrapers, like you notice how like different cities, well, okay, we have the most, the tallest skyscraper. We're the best. We're the most powerful,
Like
right?
this, the Tower of Babel? Maybe I think it is.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And he's saying that the people built this, or well, they're saying like God's helped them or aliens helped them build this to get to the heavens, right? So if they could reach the
Oh,
heavens, they're more powerful. It's kind of how he's explaining it. Now it came down, all right, because of differences among people. It was supposed to bring people together and keep them there. Like, oh, I want to live there because it's pretty, or it has, I'm just using this as an
yeah.
example, the way Eric's showing it. He's like, it's a nicer place, they're more powerful, they have nicer buildings, if you want to say it in our words, right?
Yeah.
But it's got taken down, and he's showing me people of that area taking pieces of it and going and building their own houses with it.
Oh,
Like
wow.
they're taking it. Like some believed it had powers, some believed that it was a problem. There
Oh,
were different reasons. Now I know Eric's saying there's some people that are going to say, well, this was about language. But that was a biblical thing to say that the Tower of Babel, what is it? Cause people to have different languages.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
Um,
Why?
so, but it didn't, he's
Oh,
saying, like, this was a story, but that's not really what it was made for. But that's what brought it down, was the people they thought would And this is almost like the first time you see a civilization kind of separate instead of pull together. I don't know. That's how he's showing it, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
maybe
they took it down. But yes, it did have to do with like power.
ego,
Um,
jealousy.
yeah, and then people got greedy. They got, that it was almost like it had an energy of that. And so people became like that. And then they all wanted a piece of it.
A
That
piece of
makes
me.
sense. Yeah.
So basically, some took bricks away, parts of it away because they were jealous of the people who lived higher next to heaven, and is that part of it?
I don't, it wasn't like people really lived in this. Think of it as a temple, okay, in a way, like a temple.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
got
people
you.
didn't live in it, but there was, it's almost like some people thought that there was like magic to it,
Oh,
so they
wow.
wanted a piece of it, but it
I would think
eventually
so.
fell.
They're so
It,
tall and nothing
right,
else was
right.
like it.
And magic or power, or like if I have a piece of this gold, I'm going to be rich kind of odd deal,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it
Oh,
came
I
down.
see.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, the last question of part one. It's probably going to be a multi-part, like 3 parts in all. The Table of Destiny. Tell us about the Table of Destinies, Marduk, and what it was used for. Let me read a little bit. The
Is the
Tablet of
tablet?
Destiny. Tablet of Destiny is an important device in the Babylonian epic Enuma Elish, in which Tiamat bestows this tablet upon Kingu when she takes him as her consort and gives him command of her army. The tablet, seized by the god Marduk, is seized after by the god Marduk after his defeat of Kin Kingu. All right, so what is it?
Um, I'm trying to get it here. This is
An
a tablet.
emblem and
Okay, so
receptacle
this
of
is like
divine
a
power
tab.
and yeah, and
This is
kingship.
something that had to do with fate and destiny. So
Oh,
like fate.
yeah.
And what are they wanting to know about it? They wanting to know what happened to it
No,
because this
what
is
is it used for? What was it used for?
it. It was supposed to be a symbol, like not just a symbol, it was actually a tablet, like this tablet, and it had the power to change fate. And they didn't leave it, they didn't want the people to have it, the civilizations to have it, because it'd be like giving almost like giving us a time machine kind
Oh,
of thing, but it had the power to affect fate. Okay. Affect it. So he's
yeah.
changing. I said change fate, but he's saying affect fate
Oh,
because it's a
okay.
little, I guess it's a little different to say it
Yeah.
like that. But that's what it was. It was very powerful. Um, this is one of those things almost like when they talk about like the Jesus shroud. Is it a shroud or
The
that
shroud.
the shroud
Oh,
shroud
yeah,
shroud?
shroud. Yeah.
Or what is that thing where they put the Ten Commandments? Oh my God, I can't believe
Yeah, I know
I
what you
can't
mean.
remember
The
that.
Ten Commandments, the tablets.
The tablets of the Ten Commandments, and they went into the ark.
Oh, Ark of the Covenant. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
Ark of the Covenant. That kind of thing. It held powers, that we as a small beings shouldn't have
Yeah.
control of.
Well, so where is it? And why didn't you give the tablets of destinies back? But where is it?
Well, that's why we didn't get it back, was
Okay, right,
because
got
we
that.
couldn't be in control of fate like that. And it's with the gods, is what he just
Okay,
said. It's with,
good.
yeah, it's with them. And things can be solid. This is weird. Okay. He's showing me like a solid tablet that was real,
Yeah.
and then it's energetic.
Oh, interesting.
Like, yeah, like you can change solid to energy, almost like they can turn human and non-human. I don't know.
Oh, that reminds me of
My eyes don't get this.
on if you are on a web page, you can at the bottom there's this deal you push to hide, so you can push that and then you click on ads you don't want to see, you want to hide, and it pixelates away. Love it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, thank you. And you guys please subscribe and also hit the notification bell because we're going to have several of these. And I know there's a lot of people interested in Anunnaki. I see all the Facebook groups are amazing, and I'm part of some of them. So anyway, and also check out Ginger, please. And give us a like. I forgot that. Bye.
I did it. I did it. Like
Oh,
it.
good, good,
Yeah.
good, good.